Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. GW have announced a huge pre-order. We thought it would be a fun idea to go over the win rates in Arks of Omen for all the factions and sub-factions that have a boarding patrol up for pre-order. So stay tuned to see how well each boarding patrol is doing in Arks. The next chapter in the ongoing narrative is out, with expanded rules for a number of factions. The new book also has an interesting new game mode, where you can play boarding patrol missions with up to 4 players, be this a 2v2 or a free-for-all. As a Farsight Enclaves collector myself, I personally will be picking up a copy of this one for their specific rules and the lore on Farsight. They are also releasing a Farsight Enclaves dice set, which I do think look very cool, but at a cost of £22 for 15 dice, I don't think I can justify that one. We do have affiliate links in the description for Element games for the UK and Europe, and Noble Knights games for the US. If you are thinking about picking up one of these boarding patrols, please consider using one of our links. The box comes with 3 crisis suits, 10 breaches or fire warriors, and of course Farsight himself. The Farsight Enclaves boarding patrol is a must get for me personally. Tower my first army, and as I have recently decided to redo them as Farsight Enclaves, I really can't resist buying the box with this new model. Not only do I think it looks fantastic, surely he will get an updated datasheet due to him having a new XV86 Supernova battlesuit. I'm sure Auspex Tactics will do a review of the datasheet soon after it is released. I know I'll be checking that one out. If you are wondering about the save-ins and point values, we would recommend you check out his channel to get this info. We are going to focus on what we do best, giving you the stats for each faction. We've provided the sub-faction breakdown for the faction in Arks of Omen so far, which is the 1st of February to the 12th of March. There are 3 Viora set players who get a win rate of 50%. It is great to see 56 Farsight Enclave players who got a win rate of 47.1%. I am sure they are all waiting to see what his new battlesuit can do. The majority of the known sub-factions are Tau set. Their win rate is 45%. Overall, Tau are on a win rate of 45.2%, although they are the 6th most popular faction in Arks so far. The Orc boarding patrol comes with a new Snake Rock model, 10 Orc commandos, 10 Beast Snagger boys and 5 flash kits. I'm a big fan of all these models, so much so I have 10 commandos and 20 Beast Snaggers in my pile of opportunity. They will form the start of an Orc army one day. It'll be interesting to see if Snake Rock gets an updated datasheet. I am not as confident as I am with Farsight, as his new model is more an update rather than a new battlesuit as with Farsight. We will have to wait and see. The Orcs are doing very well in Arks of Omen. We recently saw them take down the Rocky Mountain Open, and they have an overall win rate of 53.4%, the 3rd best in Arks so far. Most of the Orc sub-faction is unknown, but we do see representation from all the major clans. The 3 Evil Sons players get a win rate of 56.3%, followed by the 38 Death Skulls, who get a win rate of 55.9%. By far the biggest of the Orc clans represented, the Goths have a win rate of 50.6%. They are definitely the most popular way to run Orcs at the moment. We see 6 Snakebites who get a win rate of 45%, with the 7 Freebooters on a 40% win rate. Unfortunately, Snick Rot's Blood Axes are not doing too well, with the 8 players getting a win rate of 37%. The Bad Moons only had 1 player representing them, who unfortunately lost their 3 games. The Aeldari boarding patrol comes with 20 Corsairs, a squad of Howling Banshees, and the Phoenix Lord Jane Zar herself. I'm a big fan of these models, but I really can't justify starting another army. As regular viewers will be aware, we regularly report the Aeldari sub-factions, as there has always been some confusion about what GW classify as Aeldari. The 4 Iyanden players get a win rate of 57.1%, followed by the Ynnari, whose 134 players achieve a win rate of 52.7%. The Asuryani are the most popular of the known sub-factions, with a 52.1% win rate. The 85 Ulfway players get a win rate of 49.2%, with a large portion of the Aeldari sub-factions being unknown. There are only 1 or 2 players for Anthrath and Antioch, who both win a third of their games. It is a bit of a tongue twister trying to pronounce all of those Eldar names. Overall, the Aeldari are doing quite well depending on what sub-faction you are playing, with the Ynnari and Asuryani out in front, comfortably over a 50% win rate. The Drukhari boarding patrol comes with a Succubus, 20 Witches and 5 Incubi. I must admit, I do not know a huge amount about the Drukhari, but I have noticed this box does pair reasonably well with the Combat Patrol box, where only the Incubi are duplicated. We do see quite a few Drukhari sub-factions, although the vast majority are unknown. The single Cult of the Cursed Blade player gets a win rate of 66.7%. The 3 Cabal of the Obsidian Rose get a win rate of 55.6%, with the 3 Cult of Strife players getting a win rate of 45.5%. There are 9 Cabal of the Black Heart players, who get a win rate of 41.4%. Overall, the Drukhari get a win rate of 46.2% in Arks so far, so certainly not the strongest faction in Arks. The Grey Knights boarding patrol contains the newest Grey Knight mini, Castellan Crow, which I personally think is a great looking model. The box then contains the core foundation of the Grey Knights, with 10 of the models which can be built as the 4 different options. These are something you definitely want if you're starting a Grey Knights army. You also get 5 of the classic Grey Knight Terminators, which still look great even next to the much newer Chrome model. With the rumours of new Space Marine Terminator models, which we have seen teased by GW, maybe this classic kit will get an update. We do not see any declared sub-factions for the Grey Knights. They have a win rate of 47.9% overall. The Necron Boarding Patrol is the only one without a HQ choice. It contains 10 warriors, 3 scarabs, 3 Ophidian destroyers and 10 Lich Guard or Triad Praetorians. I was very tempted to pick up this box to add to my Necrons army. The lack of a HQ works quite well for adding to an existing force. I already have more overlords than I can field in a single game. I could only justify one box however, and a cheaper way to add more units I already have lost out to the new Farsight model. I do think this is one of the better Boarding Patrol boxes. It seems to have the biggest saving, and all the units are very usable in game. We do see a few of the Necron sub-factions represented. As we know, Necrons lost a custom dynasty which gave them a pre-game move and objective secured on all units. It is perhaps not surprising then that the Nihilite dynasty is the most representative of the known sub-factions, as they are widely considered to be the best way to get army-wide objectives secured now. The 58 players managed to get a win rate of 45%. There were 3 Sotek players who got a win rate of 36.4%, followed by the 2 Minarch players who get a win rate of 16.7%. Overall, the Necrons have a win rate of 44.2%. They do struggle more at tournaments without the aforementioned custom dynasty combined with the changes to their secondary objectives. We also see an array of classic Armageddon Steel Legion models on a made-to-order basis. I do think it is good that GW bring back classic models on a made-to-order basis. Personally, although I like the Steel Legion, I am still waiting for a Catachan Jungle Fighter update. My brother gifted me his 3rd edition Catachans. One day I hope they do update the troops so I can revive the army. Although ideally, I need to get through my pile of opportunity first. Speaking of Catachan Jungle Fighters, they had 3 players who managed an impressive win rate of 72.7%. We do see a single player representing the Armageddon Steel Legion. They got a win rate of 60%. The 3 Talaran players get a win rate of 55.6%, with the 27 Cadians getting a win rate of 54.4%. As the new Astra Militarum regimental rules are very flexible, it is perhaps not surprising that most of the players' sub-faction is unknown. There are 11 Death Corps of Kree players who got a win rate of 45.7%. They were followed by the 5 Vostroyan on a win rate of 43.8%. Finally, there were 7 Militarum Tempestus players who get a win rate of 42.3%. The Guard are one of the stronger factions in game right now. They are the second most popular faction in Arks so far, and they have an overall win rate of 51.9%. They did recently storm the Southampton GT, a 192-player tournament, showing the faction can do very well at big events. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.